Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. Thank you for joining us this evening as we listen to some words of scripture and song and have a moment of quiet prayer. Psalm 138. I give thanks to you, O Lord, with my whole heart. Before the gods I sing your praise. I bow down toward your holy temple and give thanks to your name for your steadfast love and your faithfulness. For you have exalted your name and your word above everything. On the day I called, you answered me. You increased my strength of soul. All the kings of the earth shall praise you, O Lord, for they have heard the words of your mouth. They shall sing of the ways of the Lord, for great is the glory of the Lord. For though the Lord is high, he regards the lowly, but the haughty he perceives from far away. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you preserve me against the wrath of my enemies. You stretch out your hands, and your right hand delivers me. The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Your steadfast love, O Lord, endures forever. Do not forsake the work of your hands. Thanks be to God.
Behold, think that we try to protect ourselves by not allowing our hearts to be broken. But I actually think that a broken heart is not the end of anything. I think it's the beginning. I think that most of the magic in my life has happened when my heart is shattered. And it reminds me of that story of the Velveteen Rabbit about how you become real. And you become real when the shine wears off of life and where things have fallen apart. And people have come to you during that time, and people have allowed you to grieve. And grieving with another human being, I think, is one of the most holy places to be. We avoid pain, but sometimes pain and grief is the place to be with other people. It's the realest place we can be. And I consider my work, my most important work, to continuously allow my heart to be broken for other women. That's what I do when I read those letters. I just spend some time allowing my heart to be broken open for someone else. I think that's how we end up feeling connected to other people on this earth, is because grief is grief is grief, and pain is pain for all of us. And that's the place where we can connect. I think that we don't make space for each other to grieve because I think it's a skill that we're not taught, and we shy away from it. We're afraid. That's why we say so many ridiculous things like, oh, it happens for a reason, and God has a plan, and all those really awful things that we say to other people when they're grieving, when really we don't have to fix it, because grief is like joy. It's not something to be fixed. It's just a magical, it's an honor of being human. And it's something that everyone has to go through, and we shouldn't grab from each other. When a friend is grieving, all we have to do is be present with her. And I think if we just accepted our presence as a gift, instead of always trying to find the right thing to say, people would feel more capable of grieving with each other.
What was that quote you shared? Something about you gotta in order to be light, you gotta be burnt. Who was that dude?
Oh yeah, I think it was Viktor Frankl, that said, in order to be the light, you have to be burned first. I mean, there is nobody that I take advice from who hasn't been through the ringer a few times. That's where wisdom is born. It's when everything falls apart. And you find out that, one of my favorite quotes is, you have to let everything fall apart before you find out what's indestructible about you. And that's the beauty in my life of everything falling apart, is that it's always a new beginning.
you.